How many versions of you exist online? There's Instagram you, work you, BookTube you, BookTalk you, the polite you, the safe you, and after a while you forget which one is actually you. There's a version of me on the internet that doesn't exist anymore. Actually, there are many. There's 2016 me, there's BookTube persona me, there's trying to be professional me, there's algorithm friendly me, there's a version that spoke softer, a version that joked more, and a version that tried to sound smarter than he actually was, and a version that tried to make him sound stupider than he actually was. And the weird part, all of them were technically me, and none of them were. Somewhere along the way, I became a product, and I think somewhere along the line, you probably did as well. I'm Darv James, and this is the Bald Book Geek. If you like commentary, deep dives, discussions about books, media, and everything in between, do check out my channel. Remember to like, subscribe, and tell me what you think. Also, if you want to support this weird little bit of chaos on the internet, remember to check out Patreon, channel memberships, Ko-fi, and Substack. Let's go into it, shall we? Every online space asks you to perform. BookTube, BookTalk, Instagram, podcasts, Reels, Facebook, Twitter threads about books. Each platform quietly whispers the same thing: be yourself but be marketable. So we adjust. You don't just talk about books, you create your shelves. You don't just read, you build an aesthetic. You don't just have an opinion, you craft a brand voice. You don't show up as a person, you show up as the packaging. And the longer you stay online, the more you realise something deeply uncomfortable. Every platform gets a different version of you. There's TikTok you, podcast you, Instagram you, YouTube you, Twitter you. You name it, there's a you. It's like splitting yourself into fragments and handing each audience a different mask. And after a while, you forget which one is actually your face. This isn't just internet culture, there's psychology behind it. There's a concept called impression management. It's the idea that we constantly adjust our behaviour to control how others perceive us. Totally normal in real life. You act differently at work than with your friends. Differently with family than strangers, but social media turns that dial up to 100. Because now, you're not managing impressions of 10 people, you're managing impressions for thousands or tens of thousands, or strangers who don't even know your name but feel entitled to judge you. So your brain goes into survival mode. You start thinking, what performs well, what won't upset anyone, what fits the niche, what keeps subscribers, and slowly audience gets replaced by strategy, and your authenticity also gets replaced by strategy. You stop asking what do I think, and you start asking what will they think. That's not self-expression, that's self-surveillance. You become your own PR manager, your own censor, your own brand consultant, and that's exhausting. And I think BookTube is especially vulnerable to this, because books are personal, reading is intimate, it's tied to identity. So suddenly your taste isn't just your taste, it's politics, it's morality, it's status, it's optics. People judge what you read like it's a personality test. Why do you read mostly this genre? Why not more diverse authors? Why that publisher? Why that opinion? Don't get me wrong, conversations matter. But somewhere along the way it stopped being I liked this book and started being I must justify my existence with this book. Even podcasts fall into this. Everything becomes analytics, hot takes, discourse, trends, controversy. Instead of I love this story, and that's frustrating. So creators start shaping themselves into around what feels safe. You start sanding off your weird parts, the messy parts, the parts that don't fit the community vibe. You become palatable, consumable, a book-flavored brand. and you're the packaging to be unwrapped. Not a reader, not a person, a brand. And this is the part that really gets to me. We don't just share ourselves anymore. We sell ourselves. Your personality becomes content, your life becomes content, your mental health becomes content, your grief becomes content, your hobbies become content. Everything is monetizable, everything is optimized. At the extreme end of the internet, it's literally people selling themselves. OF anyone? But honestly, even on YouTube, we're all doing a softer version of the same thing. We package our identities for consumption. We turn me into marketable me. And there's such a strange thing to do as a human being, because we're not meant to be consumed, we're just meant to exist. When I look back at my own channel, it's like flipping through a yearbook of strangers. How many aesthetics have I had? How many intros? How many voices? How many attempts to sound like I belong? There were many years where I don't even recognize that guy. It feels like an actor playing me. And I think when that hit me, I wasn't creating anymore, I was performing, trying to fit in to BookTube, trying to fit into the algorithm, trying to be what people wanted, or what I thought they wanted, instead of just being some guy who reads weird books and talks about them. Which is literally all I ever was and all I ever am. Somewhere along the way, I forgot that that was enough. So here's an uncomfortable truth. A lot of us grow up being told we're too much, we're too loud, too weird, too nerdy, too emotional, too honest. So when the internet gives us a chance to belong, we overcorrect, we polish ourselves, we become smilier, safer, more acceptable, because rejection online feels public and permanent. So we trade authenticity for approval and call it branding. But here's the thing I've been realizing lately. Eventually you get tired. So tired. Tired of performing, tired of calculating, tired of wondering how you'll be perceived, and then you hit this weird point where you think, I can either be liked or I can be real, and honestly being real is easier. Because it requires zero acting, no masks, no strategy, no content voice, just you, messy, opinionated, imperfect, and human. Maybe the goal isn't to build a perfect online self. Maybe the goal is to stop splitting yourself into pieces for strangers. Maybe it's just read the books you like, talk how you like, make the videos you would actually watch. Stop being a product, stop being the packaging, start being a human being, a person. Because at the end of the day, subscribers don't know you, algorithms don't care about you, the brand isn't you, and you still have to live with yourself when the camera turns off. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather recognise that guy in the mirror.